Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Allison Turner. I'm the founder of Batcat Media Group, which is home to my two brands, Dream Plan Start Grow, which is my podcast and business coaching program, and the Allison Turner. I wanted to jump on today and talk a little bit about decision in entrepreneurship because it was funny. Earlier this week, I started my course and I was like, you know what? The biggest piece is decide. So I went and looked up the origin of the word decide I had never done that before. So apparently it comes from a Latin word. And so DE means off. And then sedere, I'm sure I'm butchering that because I never took Latin. It means cut. So cut off equals decision. So to decide literally means to cut off everything except the things that matter most. And I found that fascinating because how many times do we make a decision and then we don't follow through on the decision, or we don't, put the action steps in, say, I want to do this, which is not really a decision, right? I want to do this, but it's not a decision because you're not doing the action steps to do the decision or to implement the decision. And half the battle in entrepreneurship is making the decision, because once you make the decision, I shouldn't say it's easy, but then hey, I got to put some action steps here and create the steps needed to enforce the decision and to basically, bring into fruition whatever you're deciding on. So the other half, as I said, is taking action. So half the battle is make the decision. And then the other half of the battle is taking action. So I was filming a podcast today with Barbara Majeski, and it was interesting. We were discussing that so many people, they read, they study, they watch podcasts like this, or they live streams or YouTube videos or whatever they're into, listening to Audible books, and they do a lot of self-development, but then they never take action. Like they don't implement what they're learning. If you're going to do self-development and you're going to read those types of books, take action, because you have to then implement what you're trying to do, whatever that book is. So if I'm trying to 10x my earnings and I'm reading the 10x rule by Grant Cardone, it doesn't just magically happen because I read the book. I have to actually take action and create the steps to do have 10x. I mean, that means 10xing other aspects leading up to the 10x income, right? So same thing here, take action. So when you decide, you figure out what the steps are. It's kind of like that vision. I talk a lot about vision in entrepreneurship and figuring out what your vision is. What's your vision to create your life and business purpose, essentially? What is that vision? So once I know my vision and I decide I'm going to go after my vision, that doesn't mean you have to know the how you're going to get there all the time, because you're not going to know that all the time. I mean, that's just reality. You're not always going to know how you're going to get there. But once you start taking the action steps to move forward, then a lot of times those opportunities present themselves, or the how becomes more apparent because, hey, I completed action step number 1 and I didn't really know past action step number 1 what the heck I needed to do. So now, hey, here's the next step I need to do. But it wouldn't have become apparent until you took that first step. And sometimes that's what entrepreneurship is, and business, owning a business is taking small steps, and letting the rest of it unfold. And this has been one of a challenging concept that I had early on in my business career, because I wanted to know exactly what we needed to do. So, hey, we're going to launch this program. Okay, what's step A? What's step B? What's step C? Step D? I wanted everything written down on paper, and then have to figure out but that's not how it works most of the time. Because most of the time we don't know the how. Hey, you want to get to $1 million in your business? Awesome. Do you know the how right now? Say you're making 100,000 right now and you want to go to 1 million. 10x, right? Do you know the how? Probably not. You don't know the how. So you got to figure out the how, but you've got the vision, you've got the goal, you've decided you're going to hit that $1 million, and now you're going to take action. So my biggest message today is first decide, so whether you're in business, you're in just life in general, whatever it is you're doing, even when you're working for someone else and say you want to go for a promotion, decide you're going for the promotion, decide you're going to get that promotion, decide, and then make things happen on the back end by taking action. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and keep on keeping on. In business and entrepreneurship, it's always about moving that next step forward, and making things happen. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.